The last few weeks have been great, beating some really good AFC opponents, propelling us near the top of the conference. Of course, the only team ahead of us right now are the Baltimore Ravens, who are one of those teams that we beat, meaning if we were to tie them by the end of the season, we would have the tiebreaker and the number 1 seed that goes with the bye. Of course, going forward, we have the Vikings and the Broncos in today's episode. Two kind of like middle of the pack teams. Haven't really followed them too much, so I'm not actually sure what their actual records are like, but I gotta imagine just trajectory wise, probably, middle of the pack, like I said. Not near the top, not near the bottom, just, and you can see here the Vikings at 17, like perfect. 18 for the Broncos, it's crazy. Did we look at this yet? I don't think we did, because the last time we looked at this, I think it was a tackle, right? Justin Johnson, a 6'3", 291-pound defensive end, interior probably, kind of a DT for us. I will say we're a team that has a lot of injuries at the DT position, and nobody's really emerged, so it wouldn't be completely off our list. We're usually a best available pick type of team anyways, but I mean, we'll give them a look. Oh, Breakout! DB Breakout, who is this for? Who is this for? Beasley with 2 interceptions and a touchdown. I really thought he was going to have one this week. And then Drake May. So both the offense and the defensive players of the week for the AFC side, which is impressive. Beasley, we knew was going to get it, but Drake May, thought with the incompletions we weren't going to get it, but a lot of touchdowns, a lot of yards. They said, yeah, just take it. But that Breakout, definitely intriguing. We're going to first look at the team. In case you're new to the series completely and you don't know what the team looks like, you're like, I wonder what the Patriots look like in his league down the line. This is what we're looking like. Of course, Polk is a pretty high overall, but he is, once again, like last season, injured for a couple more weeks. However, D. Patton picking up really where Polk left off and having a really nice stretch, especially the last game or two. And he's kind of, everyone wants to always like compare their players to, a great player. He really does feel like, a poor man's Julio a little bit. He's going to take a while to actually grow into that role if he does, but he looks really good, I got to be honest. And then look at the defensive side of the ball. Yeah, we're still missing some, devs. Really thought this was Beasley's week, but apparently not. As far as Breakout DB goes, McKenzie, there was a couple of DBs that got picks, but McKenzie, I think, was the only one to actually score on his pick, and I think this is back-to-back weeks for him with a pick in general, so let's take a look if it actually is him. That's who I would guess, but it could easily be another sneaky dial one. Nope, it is Greedy McKenzie, so a chance at X Factor. What do you enjoy most about his game? The fact that he's huge. The fact that he's hard to throw against. What is this? Versatility, well-rounded, coverage skills, or turnover machine? This is kind of tough because the goals, they keep saying easy, medium, very hard, and hard. But I feel like versatility could be like a bunch of tackles for a loss, which he's just not going to get. I'm going to say hard goal, coverage skills. Because he's not going to get tackles for a loss. He just won't. We don't blitz our boundary corners at all. But if he has, I was about to say 2 deflections and a pick, he could do that. He could pull that off. They're calling that hard. I think that's easier than tackles for a loss because, once again, we're not blitzing our boundary corners. But let's take a look at the Vikings, who are actually 6-4, so that middle of the pack thing might not even be a truthful statement. Polk injured for 3 more games, unfortunately. He's on IR. We'll pull him off when the time comes. And then Justin Palmer, he's a rookie anyway, so we're probably not missing much there, but he'll be back a week from now. Let's take a look at the Vikings, who have 0 injuries. And then we have a pretty good idea of how we're going to try and approach stopping them. But JJ McCarthy's the starting quarterback here, and he looks great. Okay, so this team's actually not bad at all, especially since their wide receivers are going to be great. Yeah, look at these guys. Justin Jefferson, obviously. Jordan Addison. And then Wan'Dale Robinson at 3. And you could argue that Clyde Way's even better than freaking Robinson is, so this is a trio of wide receivers that is like potentially all-time great trajectory-wise. Tight end's amazing as well. One of the best skill position sets in the league at this point. Of all time, really, based on overall. Darisaw, amazing left tackle. Left guard's all right. Center's iffy. Right guard's iffy. And then right tackle's great. Left end, Cam Sample. They need to do left end. Right end, Carl Granderson. They need a right end. Levi Lacy. He's pretty good, pretty balanced player, but he's young, so he needs time to develop. This is a 3-4. I completely forgot. So they do have okay edge with Grenard. Middle linebackers, they're decent. Right outside linebacker, Dallas Turner is really starting to develop into one of the better edge rushers in the league. Very balanced as well. Got both of those pass rush moves on lock. Rookie Gardner, they had themselves a pretty damn good rookie class, it seems, is their number one corner with a lot of potential, all that speed. McCreary, very good man coverage, but not that fast. And, yeah, there's the rest of the fellas. Looking at free safety Cameron Bynum, not that fast. Zone coverage, 79. So, yeah, I mean, his overall is higher than he really is talented. Jordan Whitehead's almost just as good as him, realistically. Lewis Seen's still here. Maybe start him just for the potential. Kicker's pretty good with 97 kick power, and then punter, 91. But here is J.J. McCarthy in this offense. It says that they're actually a better run team than they are a pass team. I still do not believe that at all. They're suggesting to defend the medium pass. I agree. Points per game, they're actually giving up quite a bit of points per game. They're the 23rd ranked team. They are sacking QBs a lot, though. I think their interior is kind of weak. We're going to let Ramondre work, and I think this is going to be the group that we focus on still. For our upgrades, Jerry Washington doesn't really play, but he is, a guy that if injuries happened, I actually feel pretty confident with him as a back. 3 juke move, 2 spin, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, I mean, he's pretty athletic, and that juke move's quite a bit up there now. And then, of course, Trey Faulkner, definitely a starter that I will say has been kind of on the slow side starting-wise. His stats haven't been as good as we kind of expected them to be, but he's still pretty damn good this season. A trucking upgrade as well, which we love to see. Getting him to 68 trucking, almost into that range of, able to run people over, kind of, not really, though. But, yeah, stats, 413 yards, 3 touchdowns. When you compare that to last year, where he didn't even start that much. He missed but he didn't start the first month. He's having a way better year last year than he is this year. This year has been definitely off to a slow start, can't lie. And here we are against those Vikings. They're 6-4. I feel like we've been at home all season long. It's been nothing but home games. I wonder if the second half of the season is going to be all on the road. The Vikings, however, looking really interesting here. This is not a look that I'm used to seeing here. It's kind of fresh looking, I'll be real. The all whites, I don't know who kind of started that trend across the league. Was it the Bengals? I don't remember. Goated. Pretty goated. I don't think I've seen an all white out uniform that just doesn't look good. It's kind of cool. It's just cool across the board. I kind of wish we had some of those, but we just don't. The best we have is silver and white, which is if that's our version of it, then maybe I have seen it go bad. As far as the start of this game goes, it looks like yet again we will be kicking the ball off to start her out. Some things never change, whether it's us choosing, hey, we want to kick the ball off, or us saying we want to return the ball first. We never get it. We never get the choice. We just happen to kick every time, as they're going to try to return the ball to the 28-yard line. Not a bad play. Who is their return man? He actually kind of looked pretty fast there. J.J. McCarthy, obviously all the weapons in the world, pretty good tackles, really good overall, and yeah, I was about to say, he should be having a year, and he looks like he is. 25 touchdowns, 4 picks, it's really good. MVP level numbers, some would say. So more than just winning this, we want to take the ball away. We want to, raise our chances at winning MVP, as we strip the ball out of Jordan Addison's hands, and that will be an incompletion to start. We can pull off a 5-interception game like we did against Herbert. That almost kills J.J. McCarthy's MVP chance right on the spot, so could do more than one, and here comes the rush. We get the 11-yard sack. We almost never get base pressure. Their interior of the line is not great. Tackles are, but you can only go so far with that. Interior, Christian Barmore has been making more plays as the weeks have gone by. I gotta say, off the edge, too, Ojulari beat Darisaw, so pretty impressive stuff. Oh, it's going to be a swing screen. I don't even know what that was, but it was not a good play. And that will be 4th and 21 and a punt to start this game out. They will punt the ball. And nobody's going to get a block over that side. We're just going to outrun this guy. Let's just outrun him. And Harper all the way to the 49-yard line. Nice little return. Starting on their side of the field on offense. Not a usual sight. Usually we're giving up touchdowns on the first drive. Drake May, though, his very own MVP level numbers. A little more interceptions, but he's cooked them up. And, of course, I would imagine more rushing touchdowns. I would assume that Drake May has at least 30 total touchdowns on the season, as we get a really good block from Lazard. A gain of 12 on the ground for Stevenson, and now Hill is injured for the Vikings. There he goes into the locker room. We're going to go back to the ground game from the 37-yard line. Oh, that was a crazy juke move. Didn't really like that outside. I felt like they were going to shed and wheeling in too. I also apologize about me still sounding sick. It's because I am still sick, unfortunately. Baker, he also had some nice plays. There goes Patton, wide open. He's going to get a bunch of yards, about 13 of them to the 22-yard line. All right, Patton, you want to show that Polk's job is in danger? Oh, that's a pretty good route, and just I wouldn't say a terrible throw, just not a good one. That route was actually just straight up clean. And unfortunately, we just didn't hit the throw. Inside for Stevenson. Going to follow the guard, and that's about as far as we're going to go for about 3. 3rd and 7 now. Got the halfback wheel, which usually gets picked up. Comeback route from Patton. We'll see who's open. And there goes a wide open Faulkner, who's going to get into the end zone. Pre-game talking about he has not had a great start, and that is a great start to the game, as we're going to score on our very first drive on offense. On 3rd and 7, beautiful route inside. On the money throw, allowed him to run with it. Great hands, made it look easy. And with 4 people on him, still falls in for the score. Oh, a little motion. Looking like I can't. Are we stuck here? Oh, wow. Well, I mean, it didn't really matter anyways. It was like the game was like, don't do it. He's going to throw the out, and then threw the out as soon as we left. Literally stuck in place, would not let us leave. It's going to be a tough challenge, though. We need 2 deflections. McKenzie can definitely do that because just straight up dropping the pick is going to happen 1 or 2 times this game, but he also needs the actual pick itself. Deep over the middle, and Beasley's going to chase him down. Ooh, please don't tell me I was about to say, don't hit him. It's Gonzalez anyways. Great coverage. Coverage sack, really. Coverage throwaway, I guess. Didn't actually bring him down. I got to say, Beasley has really impressed me. You know, it's the stuff he does and the stuff he doesn't do as well at the same time. You can see McCarthy throws his ball away. We contact him, but, you know, we're like, hey, let's not get the roughing call. Like, I'll be real, that's my fault. That probably should have been a late hit. We ran into him, and he thankfully did not play to the whistle there. Well, I mean, I guess he did play to the whistle. He stopped going for him. Run from Brian Robinson. Kind of feels like a pretty fitting Vikings type of running back, I will say. Giving me, like, Alexander Madison vibes, but a little bit more athletic. But yeah, not really doing much on the ground so far. It's 3rd and 10 now as the Vikings offense is getting slowed to a halt. And that's going to be picked off by McKenzie. Needs to put some more air under that. Doesn't. McKenzie showing off speed. Will the pick 6 back-to-back weeks. I wish that counted. I think a pick 6 should just automatically win it. If you are a defender and you score a touchdown, no matter what the goal is, should be a win. You know how hard it is to score touchdowns defensively? Of course, he had that shot to the end zone. Jabril was not helping him over top at all, and JJ McCarthy throws it flat right to McKenzie. I've been there, buddy. Don't worry about it. We've learned a little bit from our mistakes, but that was a very commonplace thing for us to do. And they start with a loss on the ground, which is going to be it's going to be a 2nd and 13 now. After being down 14, we're really starting to pick it up this season. Off the edge. Oh, my God. Good tackle by Ojulari, but 9 for J.J. McCarthy, looking a little faster than I expected. I think you got to go all out. I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but Justin Jefferson been pretty silent so far. And that could have been picked again, but that will be deflection for McKenzie. Please go for it. I'm shocked they didn't go for it. McKenzie's 1 away from being an X Factor. He's having a freaking game so far. I mean, hell, the whole damn team is, really. Oh, bad blocking. We're going to be stuck at the 15-yard line. The right side, we're going to run this stretch play. Can we get it? Oh, we don't need to. It's a terrible angle by the DB. Oh, what a tackle, though. But I will say, only needing a yard, we are able to potentially take a shot here. This play used to be kind of goated. That's going to be a tough one, but it's catchable, and it will be caught. Douglas to the 47-yard line. Big play. Tackling us short actually hurt them. Looking like a blitz. See how they play it? It will be a blitz. And that is a good... Well, maybe not a good throw, but Patton to the 25. That ball's a little bit higher. It's a little bit more in front of him. That could have been a touchdown. Great throw, though, considering he was about to be hit. Yeah, maybe not. That was just a bad throw. That's got to be up there more. Really good catch, though. Good adjustment. Big play. I mean, I'll say it. This has been a good first quarter. Looking back at Patton, I feel very confident with him. Like we can do no wrong with him. Oh, is he going to score? He will. Patton has been unbelievable. 21 unanswered in the first quarter. Of course, it's not really an unanswered because they gave us the answer with the pick 6 to McKenzie. Unbelievable. Patton the size, the strength, slips off the tackle, and then scores. Oh, that foot. That might have been out. They won't let us challenge it, not that I would want to anyways, but we're allowed to skip it, so I imagine this is a confirmed touchdown. But, like, was he not out of bounds here? Oh, it looked way worse in the replay. Yeah, he's clearly in. What a play. I thought that Chargers game was bad. This is like a first half game over almost. Big first down after the 2nd and 4. It'll be the start of the second quarter pretty much. They will not allow us to score. Well, I guess there's still another 10 seconds. Realistically, won't allow us to score a 4th touchdown in the first quarter. We got beat. That's not where he goes anyways. Justin Jefferson underneath. Bringing off a tackle. Gaining about 9.5. This is kind of how our offense opened up a little bit. A big 2nd and inches shot play. See what they want to do here is they're down 21 already. And I can't even really say JJ McCarthy's like making bad decisions or whatnot, but you know, that throw to McKenzie, that ball needs to have more air under it, obviously. Oh, good cutback. Huge first down there. We had a chance to hit stick him and maybe make it a 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2 situation. Good play. Let's get McKenzie inside. Oh my God, that route is filthy. He's wide open. What a spin move. Beasley beat. I will say that I was beat as well, so I can't even blame him. Hawkinson's a hard guy to cover one-on-one, especially as a linebacker. McKenzie just needs one deflection, and he will be an X factor. Can't get off the block, and whoever this running back is, this is the guy they should be using. Good tackle. Gains 15, though. Pretty sure that's Zach Moss, isn't it? Who's, like, not supposed to be that fast, but somehow is. Come on, take the fade. Jefferson's wide open. Just take the fade. Take the fade. Oh, doesn't need to take the fade as he is going to just beat McKenzie over the middle. That is a tough route to cover. I'm surprised we're covering him as much as we did, and there goes the McGriddle. I usually am not a breakfast man, but here we are. What a throw, though. The timing on that was beautiful. The placement was perfect. And McKenzie on that type of route in the red zone, that's actually pretty good coverage. It's Justin Jefferson. What do you want? Hasn't been the ideal start for the Vikings, but they do find their way onto the board, and that's all that takes. And we're in some trouble. I try to roll out harder, and we kind of like slowed down a little bit, and it's going to take an 8-yard sack. I mean, they brought a lot of players up. You know, didn't really feel like the run was there. Go route. I mean, he's kind of playing it shallow enough. I'm going to take Stevenson, who should pick up a lot of that. About 8. Back to the bread and butter. Once upon a time, Polk's route, but now Patton's route. It's been patented. I'm sorry. It's a pretty good throw. And not going to hold on. It's a tough catch. Murphy talking crap. I want a 15-yard penalty. Excuse me. That'll be a punt, though. We pinned them deep, and then they lose 3 on the ground. Our defense is cooking up. Could we force a safety? We're out there. We get a really good push. He's going to lose another yard or 2. They're in some danger. We talked about it before. Punters are people, too. Oh, God. Dial 1-on-1 against Jefferson. We got to stay over here, but if it's a pass to that outside. Oh, you can't miss that tackle. Get him, Gamble. Good tackle. You can't. Gonzalez sold so hard. Wan'Dale Robinson, massive 3rd and 15 conversion. Of all the people that get beat, though, it's Gonzalez. Like, Dial had to go against Justin Jefferson, and he played pretty perfectly against him. We got too many people to cover. Got to go up. You know, good defense. Good defense right there. But yeah, Dial, you know, shaded over on Jefferson. It was clearly just running a flat route, which I don't know why you would do that. Your best receiver, maybe you're expecting double team. And then hip check the slant. And oh my God, look at all the players. JJ McCarthy is destroyed. Triple teamed on the sack. But yeah, hip check the slant. Dial played that rep 10 times better than Gonzalez. Screen pass. Oh, and he is to dump it off. The pressure is mounting. That'll be a punt. NFL running back leaders. Ramondre Stevenson for like the 2nd, 3rd straight year in a row. Leading the backs for catching yards. Not just rushing yards. Let's actually, speaking of, get some of those rushing yards for Ramondre if we can. Bouncing it out hard. Pretty good stuff. Great block by Patton. Stevenson's just going to follow the blocks cleanly and gain 21. Ramondre in the zone. Didn't even think he was close to being in the zone. I feel like we've barely run the ball at all, and they haven't been that successful, but I guess I'm wrong. Ramondre burying a guy for 5. And with this drive, Ramondre is already over 1,000 rushing yards on the season. The problem is not even close to sniffing. That's PTSD for me. I can't smell anything. double-digit touchdowns, at least on the rushing game, as we're going to get some pretty good blocks. And, oh, good try. It's a tough job. You know, Connor Williams chasing that out. But if he did, Stevenson could have scored. Not just trying to get down the field, but trying to get down the field by wasting clock on top of it. Doing a decent job so far. The screen. What a nice little flip. Ramondre staying in bounds to the 28-yard line. Pretty damn good blocking. And we're going to throw to Patton. It's going to be a tough one. No, it's not Patton. It's Baker, who's going to fall short to the one. Great blocking on the blitz. Stood in there and delivered. Can't believe the blocks there, though. I got to look at this back. So they bring... Okay, it is only 4, to be fair. They drop those guys. Oh, no, it is 5, but it's delayed. We drop back hard. Our guys do a really good job here. We kind of panicked this one a little bit because of the way they were angling. They covered this really well. Outside of Ramondre, there's really no one cleanly open, right? You throw to the tight end there. Whoever this is, Byron Murphy, maybe. Carl Granderson apparently playing coverage. He could easily jump that. We waited. I'm willing to take the sack in that situation if I have to, and we throw a perfect ball to Baker. Drake May has been unbelievable over the last month. I forgot we're at the 1-yard line. I was about to throw the ball. As Ramondre is going to fight for touchdown number 4 on the year. A couple of really big passing plays has the Vikings at the 31-yard line with only 1 timeout remaining. Can they get some points? It's going to set them up for a little bit short of a field goal, but not really the play that makes sense to me. And that clock is going to bring them to, yeah, they're going to call a timeout because they have no choice. That's going to bring them to really the second half. Going to kick a field goal that'll put them down 18 with us getting ball at half. Really not the play that they're looking for, especially since, hell, you never know. There's a chance at the block. Let's actually, let's go with Ojulari, see what he can do. Not going to get through there, but a decent little push. 1 second left. We've seen Harper do some crazy things, so we're going to give him a shot. And this is a deep play. Holy crap. And we're going to try to run it. Can't really do it. The ball is so far back and deep to the right that we couldn't even get the reverse. It would have been an illegal forward pass. I wasn't throwing that up there. Regardless, though, regardless of the shenanigans, we're going to be up by 3 scores. Technically 4. Well, 3 scores, but 4 realistically. 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Yeah, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. What am I even yapping about? It's 3 scores. What are we talking about? Take a look at these matchups across the league. The Jets and the Raiders. The Jets winning a very high scoring game, putting themselves at 7-5. Look at them climb back into this playoff race. Looking really, really good. What about the Broncos? The Broncos and the Saints. Quite the opposite game. At half, it's a 10-0 game. The Saints realistically need to win this game, otherwise their season is basically already over. And then the Buffalo Bills, the team we want to focus on the most, facing off against the Rams, winning that game 31-17, improving to 7-4. And you already know the Bills are watching this one and thinking, damn, this Patriots team is going to take the division. There's no way we can catch them. Especially with the series lost. This is looking good, especially against a Vikings team that's actually not half bad. McKenzie with back-to-back pick sixes on defense, obviously, in 2 different weeks. So really impressive. And as we already stated, we do get the ball to start this second half. They're trying to cover the outside. Bolden showing off that speed, slipping off a couple of tacklers to the 33-yard line. Stevenson, there's the guy they're going to show. So not a lot of rushing touchdowns, but is tied with Christian McCaffrey for the most receiving touchdowns in the league. So not rushing touchdowns, but total touchdowns at 9. That's not terrible. Almost double digits, if you consider both sides, which you kind of have to. Stevenson, nowhere to go, so we gain 2 on the cutback. Got ourselves that wheel route, which usually we have somebody open. It's going to be Stevenson out there, who, once again, is one of the best receiving backs in the entire league to the 47. It is weird to see him miss those wide open ones sometimes. It's like the pressure gets to him, which he just doesn't seem like a guy that would get pressured. But it happens. And that's so unfortunate. Throwing as we're being hit. Maybe an ill-advised throw, but I was like, we're just going to take the shot to Patton here. And unfortunately, we get hit as we're throwing. It goes right to Ivan Pace. Really, really disappointing stuff. Maybe we'd had a couple of shots to the flat. I didn't really like any of those routes, and I don't think you can blame me. We are dropping back too far. We got to step into this pocket that's been actually pretty clean this game. And I was like, you know what? 1-on-1, 6-3, let's do it. it, and it sucks that it just barely missed going off the helmet of a player. He's got to get a little bit taller, buddy. And it goes right to the defender. That is an unfortunate interception to have. What can you do? Never going to have a perfect game. Oh, it's gonna be right back to us anyways, though. You know what? That's a trade-off I'm willing to take. Beasley getting an interception, that's A-okay with me. It's like JJ felt bad for us. He's like, I've had that happen to me. Happens to the best of us. You can have it back. I'm gonna throw this away. To be honest, I kind of got stuck looking at two different routes, and really from the get-go, that was never like a good one. The way they played it, they were clearly pressing and covering that outside. Ramondre, good throw, but dropped. Can't believe Murphy got up there in time. But yeah, you got to say, got to call it how it is. They are trying to stop us from running the ball, and fronts-wise, they're doing a pretty good job of it. Screen pass, can we get the blocks? We really can't. Stevens is going to fight to the 46, and I think you go for this. Let's go with stick. We have been far from consistent, but I believe. We're in trouble. Gotta throw it. And what a catch by Patton, clutching up for the conversion. Covered it really well, and it was going to come down to a possession catch for somebody, and I figured Patton's been on fire lately. Oh, that's a really good play by the DB, and he's actually going to pick it off. That's going to be a touchdown for the Vikings. I actually can't believe he just jumped that. Roger McCreary, I guess. Speed isn't all that matters. Intelligence does make a difference. I thought he was going to, press the wide receiver out there, and unfortunately, he just jumps it. All right, regardless of how they're lining up, we're going to have to try to run the ball because our pass game is kind of selling right now as we gain a yard on the ground. All right, we got this kind of off-tackle run. This looks pretty good off the pre-snap. And Ramondre is going to find a lot of room for about almost the whole thing. Super short action, inside zone type of play, so we're going to hand it off. We just need a yard. We're going to get a lot more than that. Well, maybe not more than that, about 2. Patton gets free. We're going to have to throw this away. Good try by Drake May using that athleticism, but will be a throwaway. Going back to that run that's kind of been cleaning up for us a little bit lately. Nice stiff arm, or truck move. Try to go into the stiff arm, didn't work afterwards. 7-yarder, 3rd and 3. It's maybe stop overthinking it, just run this damn ball. Whatever happens, happens. 3rd and 3, just need 3. Oh, there goes Ramondre. He's got a little bit of room. Fighting to the 40-yard line. Let's see what we got. We got 5 receivers out. It's going to be a tough throw. It's not really a Patton. Great play. Didn't want to throw the drag. I felt like the guy that Patton ran by was going to be the guy. Yeah, let's not show the picks. That is a good decision. That he was going to pick that up, and I think he did. I think he kind of left it, or he hesitated a little bit. Trey Faulkner got a little more action there underneath. Okay, they're going to play this interestingly. Drake May showing off that speed to about 12 yards. That seems very excessive there to the 11-yard line. We're analyzing the play and thinking about what we're going to do. Meanwhile, we're rolling out for yardage. Oh, they're going to stop this. Oh, look at Ramondre. He's like, I am not losing my in the zone. This is way too much fun. 3 yards gain on what should have been a loss. Get the bubble RPO. Let's see if we can hit Douglas. They're actually going to see it pretty well. And Ramondre is not going to make the edge. Ivan Pace is making plays. That'll be the 100th yard of the game for Mr. Stevenson. I kind of want to play action this instead. That's what we're going to do. Faulkner wide open. They thought it was a run, and that just tricked them so hard. Huge touchdown after all the mistakes. Faulkner with 2 on the day. Nearing the 4th quarter, the Vikings, who have, kind of climbed back into the game a little bit, see themselves in potentially an unwinnable situation. We left the running back wide open. That's all right, though. Try to strip that out. Couldn't. Addison still running down to the 48-yard line at the end of the 3rd quarter. And here we go. 35-17 entering the final quarter of the game. Bunch of interceptions for both sides. We've made them count a little bit more, though, I think. And with that, we have the massive lead. But you're a touchdown and a 2-point away from being only down 10, so we'll see what happens here. Oh, good throw. What a freaking hit by Gonzalez, finally playing coverage. Sucks we're not best on best, but I gotta say, Dial has played pretty well on Jefferson so far. We kind of helped that a little bit, and Gonzalez gets beat over the middle. Wan'Dale Robinson again. Beasley roaming the middle of the field. They're gonna throw it, and he runs right past us. Addison's a pretty shifty fella. Only gains 9. I thought that was a first down. They're gonna say he was short, but that actually could be a benefit for them. There's no way McKenzie's not going to get that last deflection, by the way. Oh, I don't know who that's against. I'm going to guess us. I don't hate it, though. 2nd and 1 versus a 1st and 10. I'd give them the 1st and 10 every day of the week. A lot more they can do on 2nd and 1. They're bringing the extra tight ends in. We're going to be bringing our extra linebackers in. They want to run the ball. We got to make sure that they don't have a freebie, and they're going to get it to the outside. Jabril with maybe the worst angle in safety history. Zach Moss is really the guy they should be starting at running back. Let's be real. Bolden on the return. Try to spin. What a move. Only gets to the 30 after all that effort, but it was cool. That's that type of play that would bring a tear to like a Marshawn Lynch eye. Still in the zone. Going to try to stay in the zone. Try to go to the outside because that's where all the yards are, but we gained 3. Clock is running. You got 5 players down, so let's... I mean, they want to beg us to throw. We'll throw the ball. I'll throw to Stevenson. Why not? You do realize it's the #1 receiving yards running back in the league, right? And then to add insult to injury, their best defensive tackle is now injured. And I'm pretty sure to start their game, their backup DT was injured. Oh, it's a free rush. Ramondre is going to do what he can, but he will ultimately, look at all that effort, lose yards, 5 of them. I think you got to get a little more aggressive now because of that. And Drake May is going to take off for a lot of it. 11. All right, double outs with Stevenson, who is really bad at this route for some reason. He just drops it every time. They're going to give us the rollout again. They will! Drake May with a stiff arm, double stiff arm. They might be trying to strip it. Drake May is goated. The double stiffy. That's a tough one. Stevenson, oh, what a block. What a play. Stevenson to the 14. Oh, this could be over. Another run for Stevenson. And the blocks aren't super great, but we find a way for 8. Stevenson really does make it look like better than it is half the time. We made a mistake there. I kind of got let go of it early, which caused me to, like, accidentally hold A to hand it off, which is not how it works. Stevenson, one-on-one. Juke move inside and gets the first down. We can almost freaking just kneel it at this rate. That's how much time they let us get, is we almost could kneel the game out. When there was like over 6 minutes left. This is a long drive. This drive was honestly perfect. I would love to throw here because, you know, who would expect it, but at the same time, what a move. Maybe overthought that one a little bit. But yeah, I don't want to do anything too cute and forgo the freaking score. We're going to go all the way outside. What a move by Stevenson. What a run, but it's going to be for nothing as it's coming back. That was such a filthy move. The guy on the outside, I knew it was holding, that's why I fell down. Yeah, sure, buddy. Worst part is the left guard, and we were running to the right, so it kind of just sold for nothing. But Ramondre's going to find a lot of room anyways, all the way to the 1. Let's see Stevenson. I can't hit him. We can't get freaking Patton. We had the tight end. We had, I don't know if that was Patton or Baker. Running back was kind of covered, I think, and yeah, it's going to be well, I mean, from the 1, do you not, like, try to QB sneak it or something? QB sneak for the 1. I mean, what does going up 14 really change, right? And we are going to get stopped, in fairness, but they do need to go 99 yards, so say what you will. That is a tough task. And he probably should have taken that to the running back. Ooh, that was a good strip attempt by McKenzie late. Or was it Gonzalez? Oh, wow. Good find. Good play by us. Good recovery, though. They're moving down the field pretty well here, but yeah, it is costing them a lot of time. And he can't stay in bounds here, and he doesn't. To the 45, another first down. Wandale over 100. I mean, we're not playing like the softest coverage in the world, but we are playing like kind of over top. This is how you want to play this. You know, they don't have much clock to work with. Oh, he could get in trouble here, and that's going to be a fumble recovered by Ojulari, and the game is over. Cobb with the strip sack. And the Patriots, even though we've kind of faltered a little bit at times in that game, we will win it. It looked like he was trying to, like, flip it out, and he tried to tuck it, and it just didn't work out. Cobb with the strip sack. Ojulari with the recovery. Game over. But that would be the win. A lot of turnovers between the two teams, considering both quarterbacks are, you know, top of the league, kind of safe quarterbacks. Don't turn the ball over too much yet. You know, multiple interception type of turnover plays, and There was some good quarterbacking in there, but also some bad decisions, and unfortunately we threw 2 picks. One of them really wasn't our fault. It's kind of flipped out to the linebacker, and the other one was, just a really good play by the DB. So at least it wasn't like terrible throws that caused those interceptions, just unfortunate situations. The defense did a pretty good job pressuring JJ McCarthy in this one, and for the most part, I think we did a really good job, and we're able to come out with the win because of it. 3 touchdowns passing, 2 interceptions. Drake May, it's an okay performance. Player of the week, not going to happen again. Stevenson, really, really good stuff there. Drake May, 5 for 40, though, on the ground, which was exactly what Zach Moss did. Don't know why he's not their starter. Everyone else was terrible for them. Looking at the receivers, Stevenson, 58 yards for us. Patton, 85 and a TD. Faulkner, 23 and 2 touchdowns. Baker with 27. Douglas with a 28-yarder. Really just not a lot of passing yards in that game for us. But let's take a look at the defensive side of the ball now, where we see a sack for Cobb, Ojulari, Barmore, and a half for a bunch of different guys across the board. A pick for Beasley, McKenzie, Pace, and McCreary, and clean kicking. And I completely forgot about McKenzie's breakout. I don't know if he got it. He had like a pick and a deflection really early in the game, but I think he missed it. I think he actually missed it, even though he had a pick 6. Wow, that really sucks. We couldn't get a hand on another ball for the rest of the game, which was a lot to ask for, in fairness. 10K XP, which is great, but obviously not going to get a dev up from that. But they should give him another chance at it in a week or two, so we'll take the XP and another chance at it later on. Greedy McKenzie, man-to-man upgrade. He's good. He's a really good player. He doesn't need X Factor, technically. 2 to press, 1 to zone, and 2 to man coverage is a great upgrade. Press is really, kind of the low rating for him, and he's getting up there. How do you freaking beat a guy that's 6'4" with 96 speed and all those coverage ratings with that high of press? That's pain. Regardless, the next game, the Broncos. All right, here we are headed to Week 13 against the Denver Broncos. DB Breakout. Is this going to be a continuation? Look at Stevenson, though. He's so goated. Drake May up there as well. Receivers, sorry, Polk, you've kind of sold us a little bit, but Patton, obviously, is a contender here, as he's really increasing those yards quite a bit over the last few weeks. Looking at the players of the week, we didn't get one this week, even though last week, we got both of them. Devontae Adams doing pretty well. 3 touchdowns, almost 200 yards. Still a Raider. Maybe went back to the Raiders. I don't know. Redmond with a pick seems pretty weak. Fred Warner with 2 picks, and then Jalen Hurts with 4 touchdowns and 400 yards. Pretty good. And because of this game, too, let's just hop right into the breakout. It's got to be Greedy McKenzie. He had a pick 6, and yeah, there you go. We all know he's a superstar, but I want to challenge him. 4 tackles, 3 pass deflections. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's do something different if we can. What do we got? 2 passes. We just did this. It didn't work. 5 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, 3 tackles for a loss, forced fumble, pass deflection, or sack. This is kind of tough because he's been kind of intercepting the ball a lot lately. And while this one you think gives you the best chance because it's literally this, but 1 extra pass deflection, I also don't see us getting any of those besides the pass deflection. So unless we blitz the corner off the edge, which I guess maybe we could every once in a while, would this not be the best choice? Yeah, we'll just do this, because, if you get a freaking sack, that's literally 2 in 1, right? You get a tackle for loss and a sack, so we'll go for that one. I think that's the best odds. Greedy McKenzie gets another chance at it. And, of course, we have focus players. I don't even know what position group we've been focusing on the most. It seems to be tackle, so should we not just do this? Since we don't really know much about any of the players anyway, should we not just get the tackles here maxed out? Ooh, especially a 6'8", dude. See if we can land ourselves any gems, maybe a generational tackle. Imagine having 2 superstar offensive linemen, especially at the tackle position. That'd be crazy. But, of course, we're now moving on to the Denver Broncos, who are the same record as what the Vikings now are after us beating them. Of course, we also have a Thanksgiving situation here. I don't know if we're actually playing in that game, but you could see there, Thanksgiving. Triple header. Is that us? I hope it is us. That'd be cool. And they said triple header, unless that was last week and I just didn't see it. Oh, it was last week. I just missed it. Well, doesn't matter because we weren't in it anyways. Of course, Jalen Polk injured. And it's weird. I almost don't want him to return. Is that weird to say? Because, like, Jalen Polk's great, and, you know, he was, like, the super dependable hands guy, but ever since he's gotten hurt, have we not played better? Like, am I wrong? I feel like we've played better without him on the field, and, of course, Patton at the number 2 spot really wasn't putting up the numbers that he is now, and I kind of like the way the offense is right now. I don't know, dude. I don't want to have that conversation because Polk is so good, but it's weird. I don't know. It's almost like we're like a wide receiver committee without having Polk out there. But either way, not something we have to worry about right now. We have 2 more games without him regardless. Bo Nix, 78 overall. You know, okay accuracies, okay throw power, serviceable. Kind of, you know, those ratings look like game manager with a little bit of accuracy. He's like Kirk Cousins, really, but with some speed as well. Running backs, not a whole lot of speed here, but Javonte, still a pretty good player. 88 speed, you know, trucking, stiff arm, great stuff. Like a slower Stevenson without the juke move or really anything that's close to Stevenson at all. Wide receivers, Heath Baker, the rookie, looking really good. Mims starting to develop a little bit. Sutton still going strong, which is surprising. You know, I would have felt like he would have regressed a little harder than this by now, but no, he's good. Baker, however, is really good. 88 release for a rookie. That guy's goated. Tight end, they definitely need a new player. Dulcich definitely will be the guy I would start if I was them, but they aren't. Iron's pretty good left tackle. Powers, decent left guard. Center, okay. Right guard, amazing. Right tackle, young. He's okay. He's developing. DeMarcus Lawrence is a Bronco. And he's more of a block shedder than an actual pass rusher, but finesse is good enough to still get to the QB. We're going to regret ever kind of talking crap about him. I just know it. Bryce Huff, 90 finesse, really good. You know, he's not the best of overalls, but he's got some of the ratings that matter the most. 90 finesse, he's got some speed. What else can you ask for? DT, rookie Glenn Saunders. They need another one of these guys because, yeah, he's pretty raw, but DT2 is even worse. But this is technically a 3-4. Tuli Tuipulotu, the former Charger, entering the conference, or the division, as a rival. 89 finesse, not the fastest, but really good and obviously super young. He's like 23 years old, so plenty of time to develop. Middle linebackers, they got a little bit of speed there. Right out, Baron Brown, still here, still trying to develop him, see if he can be the guy. Good power move. Cornerback, Patrick Surtain, 99 overall. He's basically 99 across the board outside of speed, which it's ridiculous. 89 tackle for a corner. Like, what can you ask for? Abrams Drain, pretty solid number 2, and then number 3, pretty solid number 2. What a quote. Number 3, very slow, talented, but yeah, that speed is a liability. You got to put him in like safety or the 4 or 5 spot. Speaking of speed being a liability, Tyrann Mathieu still around, but for what reason? You know, that kind of speed at that height, that is bad. And then, you know, Jair Brown. I mean, this is a team that we might be able to beat deep multiple times in this game. We're going to try it. Regardless, though, let's go into this weekly strategy. We're going to defend the short pass because that's the kind of receivers they have, the kind of quarterback they have, obviously. And then with attacking the other side, call me crazy, but I'm actually going to throw it deep. This is not even what our game is, but I just think those safeties are so slow that we're going to have an opportunity to really put up some numbers today. The safeties coming out of the woodwork for the upgrade points. Of course, not really much of an out-of-the-woodwork moment for Gamble, as he's the guy that kind of destroys everybody. Nick Cross, though, a guy that, once again, we talked about, you know, potentially him being a starter for us at once upon a time. Could still be, you know, next year if Jabril's not able to go. And then, of course, Gamble, he's been, you know, amazing for us. So, going to go with hybrid, hoping for some more man and zone coverage upgrades, which is what we get. 2 to zone, 2 to tackle, 2 to pursuit, 1 to man coverage. This is why we go with hybrid, because you're getting both. Instead of going zone where I'm going to get like a +1, +2, I'm going to go hybrid where I get a +1, +2, and a +1 to +2 in man coverage. The only thing I'm really missing out on is block shed, and I also just noticed his injury and toughness, which isn't terrible, but it is a potential concern. So now that I've noticed it, he's 100% getting injured. What about the picks? Yeah, I mean, for a guy with 72 catching as a safety, 1 interception in both of his seasons so far, would have expected more. Of course, this DT, I believe, is actually star dev. Really raw, but star dev. I don't really want to go power rusher, but I think because he's such a low overall, I don't think he can get that goated treatment of finesse. Maybe he could, but he just doesn't get upgrades anyway. So I don't think it really matters too much in general. But let's do our, franchise staff upgrade and then head on into game 2 of 2. We talked about it, feels like we've been at home for how many weeks in a row, and here we are on the road against the Denver Broncos. And with that air, talking about how it's easier to throw in this altitude, that deep ball game we talked about might be even stronger against those safeties. Obviously, they showed a little bit of Faulkner there where, we talked about it pregame, not having that great of a season. Had 2 touchdowns last week. Much better game. See if we can keep building on that. If he gets to double-digit touchdowns, I think that's a pretty good win. 1,000 yards, still probably on the table, but not super likely. Tight ends usually don't put up those kind of crazy numbers. Patton, however, really, those numbers are really starting to accelerate. 1,000 yards, double-digit touchdowns. Really hoping those are at least the floor for him at this rate. Would love to get him to star, maybe even superstar, with a Rookie of the Year award win. But we are going to be kicking the ball off first. Where have we seen that before? Have we received the ball first more than once this year? Is that Peoples-Jones as the return man as well? Interesting name drop. I guess you want somebody dependable back there. It makes sense. Not the most elusive or best return man in the world, but he should catch the ball. He should go for it. That's really all that matters. So if you want that, he's your guy. Looking at Bo Nix, pretty good numbers. Those are kind of the numbers I would expect for Bo Nix. 23 touchdowns is great, 9 picks. We've seen worse than that at this point of where we are in the season, and the yards are pretty good. So he's not having a bad year. McKenzie, obviously, we need to probably blitz him a little bit because 3 pass deflections is going to be a lot to ask for. As we try to get up there with Beasley, and that is a great pass deflection by Marcellus Dial, who just seems to get better and better each week. Played against Justin Jefferson last week, and honestly, kind of ate his lunch. He cooked up. If McKenzie would have got there, it would have been a tackle for a loss. Ojulari doing his job, though, and Marte Mapu gets injured. Could this be an opportunity amongst the depth chart? That linebacker position, especially his job itself, has been sort of up, unofficially up for grabs. So you got to be careful. Of course, it's going to be a 3rd down over the middle. We got to try to get over there. Somehow it's a boom tech hit. Don't bring him down. Slips all the way to the 47-yard line. Massive 3rd down conversion. There was a lot of space there, though. The DBs, I know it's zone coverage, but they really didn't follow anybody. They just kind of, look how many guys are there. There's 4 players, 2 receivers, and nobody's on them. How does one get... I guess I can do this. Oh, is he going to get him? He does! McKenzie! The first time he's ever been blitzed, gets the sack. And, of course, he's going to be 1 away from getting that X-Factor breakout. The size and speed is a deadly combination, and he got there in a hurry. Bo Nix, I'm surprised he didn't fumble, to be honest, he got there in a quickness. But yeah, that's not something I'm going to be super, super happy about because we also got a really good start last week as well, where we got the pass deflection and the pick. I think in the first quarter, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely in the first half. So it's still far from just guaranteed. We're going to play it like this. Just needs to get a sack. 1 more sack and he gets it. Oh, he can't do it when Uche gets in there instantly. I'm proud of that, though. Uche has been, a little hit or miss. Really good season 1, but, hasn't been much since then. And that was a really good play. He freaking lifted Bo Nix off the ground. Here we go on the return. Harper. Not going to get great blocks. Returns it as far as physically possible to the 31-yard line. Drake May, of course, 2 picks last week. Arguably not really his fault. Sort of, kind of, but, it happens. 28 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, just under 3,000 yards. It's a great season. Will it be MVP level? I don't know, dude. It's going to be close. Probably in the top 3 if trajectory continues, but yeah, it's... the interceptions are continuing to climb, and it's becoming a problem. I'll be real. All right, here we go with the stick play. And this is going to be a lot to ask for. That should have been picked. Thankfully, Patton's there enough. We almost just made Tyrann Mathieu, just make us look like a punk. We're like, oh, Tyrann Mathieu, why would you have a guy that's slow like that and short starting? Perfect throw. Great timing to Faulkner, about 15-yarder. It's funny, is that play, though, I was staring down Patton a little bit because no one else is getting open, and I was like, the longer that ball was being held by us, I was like, this is going to be a bad decision. Stop it. But nope. I decided to stick with it. Oh my God, there's nobody on Baker. There's nobody there. And while I was yapping, they just completely blow the coverage. That must be cover 2 again, huh? Cover 2 is really starting to just fall apart in the league. Yeah, I don't even remember what I was yapping about. Ignore the yap. Big touchdown to Baker, who's, starting to collect those a little bit. And that, speaking of collecting, is going to be picked off by Gonzalez. Wow, that lineman is very fast. To the 16-yard line, Gonzalez, who has honestly played pretty poorly over the last month, comes away with a pick all the way to the 16-yard line. Kind of got that outside shape. Let's see how they want to play it. Let's take Douglas. Get out of my way, Baker, to the 5-yard line. We got Pat Surtain on Patton. No, thank you. I'll just run up the middle, and that doesn't work. Maybe I should have bounced it. All right, the last time we ran this option, we were like, we should just slant it. That's what we're going to do. We're going to see what happens. Yep, that worked. Oh, that's a touchdown, and it's gone. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. Can we get out there with Drake May? We can. He's too fast. I feel so sorry for that lineman who thought he ever had a chance. Drake May with another rushing touchdown of the year. Disappointed that he gets a solo touchdown because of a bad throw. That sucks. Patton. Oh, man. I mean, it's a passing touchdown, which we want more than rushing touchdowns. And it's a throw to the rookie who's having a pretty good year. That's gone. It's all gone. All right, little play action. Over the middle. Oh, he's wide open. Yeah, it's a good find. Gonzalez. Can we... Thank you. Good job, Jelani Tavai. Can we bring him down? Marvin Mims, their best wide receiver so far today. Still in the zone is Gonzalez. Oh, we're not going to get there with Beasley. Good teamwork tackle. Gains 9. Does Javonte on the ground, who last week had 63 yards on 14 carries, which is, not really that good. Literally just need one play. Oh, he's going to open short. Nope, he's going to go to the outside, and Gamble almost makes him lose nothing. But with that hit, hurts their very high potential wide receiver, Baker. Got a little bit of elbow pains, probably elbow bursitis. He'll be fine. Still don't know what elbow bursitis is. Sounds like literally an explosion of the elbow. But I guess it's not. Oh, it could be picked. It won't be. Over the middle, McKenzie gets beat. To the 24-yard line goes Cortland Sutton. All right, we're going McKenzie on the blitz again. Over the middle, it doesn't matter, though. And Gamble gets burned. Oh, my God. We did catch him, though, to the 1. The pure speed from Mims, though. That is kind of crazy. Let's see if McKenzie can get in there. Run committee, and we're really not built for this. And it doesn't matter as Gonzalez gets beat by Sutton. A red zone freak. Denver with a really important clutch answer back. I got to say, though, these first quarters have been kind of getting crazy. Patton, I like this every day of the week. I might just streak him. There's no way Tyrann Mathieu covers this downfield. Oh, we got hit as we're throwing. Patton's got to be getting a little frustrated. Couple of big plays gone because the ball can't get to him. Pat Ricard on the kind of option. Couldn't throw it. Nobody was really open. We lose a yard. Patton on the deep end. Douglas is usually just a setup. Let's slant Baker, but I worry about him running right into Patton here. Please hit this. Patton! He's got to track that ball better. Drake May throwing an overthrow because of the pressure. I felt like we had to roll out to buy more time. I think that was the right call. It just didn't work out. To the 45 goes Denver, and looking back at it, I think I was wrong. As they're going to run the ball wide open. Good hit by Gamble, who's like the only guy that knows how to tackle on this team, it seems. To the second quarter, but yeah, I think if we would have stepped up, at least stood tall in the pocket, we would have easily hit Patton. Instead, it's a 14-7 game where Denver has a chance to tie it up after this drive. We see one deflection. Literally anything. Oh, we got burned. That's not our job, though. Oh, what a hit by Jelani Tavai. Baker's back in, but for how long after a hit like that? Bring another blitz of McKenzie. We got two people to cover. Gamble, we talked about him tackling, and he misses the tackle. Mims has just been goated. 14 yards there. And I got to say, if we keep focusing this hard on McKenzie, we're not going to get the challenge, and we're going to lose the game. Run to the outside. Good teamwork, but Javonte fighting forward for 4 total. Bringing a little bit of a blitz. Who's McKenzie covering the running back? Okay, fair enough. Nobody is on this tight end, by the way. We brought him completely away from the play, which is a wide open touchdown. Wow, I know I said it, and I didn't follow through with it, but we got to do it. We got to forget the dev up. If it happens, it happens. We're going to blow the game if we hyper-focus on it. All right, 30-yard line. Back out on offense. And I was really going to just wait there to... Oh, what a juke move by Baker, who's having a pretty good game so far to the 46-yard line. I was going to wait for Patton over the middle, I believed, but Baker was wide open. You got to take if it's there, you got to take it. Simply put. And we're going to step up. We're going to roll out, but Baker... I don't know why I said Baker. Drake May fumbles the ball. Had a chance to recover it, doesn't. And Denver has climbed all the way back into this with a tied game and possession. Drake May just loses the ball, misses the recovery, and then Denver hops on it and almost gets up and runs with it. They do lose 3 on the ground, so it's, an okay start after the possession change. And, oh my God, Gamble, unfortunately, was already stepping up on the tight end because he thought it was going to be a little sit-down route, set up something for the third down. Got a hand on it, but unfortunately, obviously, it goes behind him. All right, man coverage. Man across the board. Maybe not. We should call a timeout here. Oh, well, it's too late. Oh, it's a screen! We're out there, though. Please finish it. Good job, McKenzie. It won't be a tackle for a loss, but it will be a stop. After the mistakes, we stopped the bleeding a little bit. They've gone 14 unanswered. Could have been more, so good job by the defense. Get us back on an offense without, a deficit. Not a good punt either. At the 21-yard line, we will start. Hopefully a drive that will finish this half. And, of course, looking at the rushing yards, a whole 150 yards higher than the next highest guy on the ground. Ramondre Stevenson is on a, I wouldn't say generational run because we've seen some great running backs lately, especially a guy that he models his game after, Derrick Henry. But a great run nonetheless as we lose 5 yards. I don't know why I ever speak. He's on a great run. He's doing well. Yeah, 5-yard loss, huh? So great. That route is so good. Is there like crazy wind in this one? Drake May cannot hit the broadside of a barn. Except for that launch to Baker, of course. What is happening here? Gotta take it. Of course, that's a great throw. And that's just really good defense by Tyrann Mathieu, who I hate. And I think looking back at this, you make the right, it's the right call, right? Like, this is a play. I was looking at Baker, but it's Pat Surtain over there. He goes for the bait. I mean, there's probably a lot of you, including me, because I was a part of this for a moment, that thought that wheel route's somewhat open. But no, it is perfectly covered. It is, even from right this point, that throw would be, I mean, even if you throw it perfectly, he's got a potential angle here. I mean, you're asking for the perfect ball. I thought, face catch Patton, he's way bigger than Tyrann Mathieu, but unfortunately not quite there yet. He's made some contested catches, but obviously it's pretty inconsistent to this point. Oh, that could be picked. Jelani Tavai gets on the board with a pick. Get the block. Good job. And man, this offensive line, like we talked about, it's kind of fast. Jelani Tavai with a gift-wrapped one. I think Bo Nix got baited last second, tried to, put a weird release on it, and it was too late. The ball was already out. And I'm sorry with this cold if it sounds like I'm yelling at you, but it's literally just the way I sound, I promise. It's just the way. As Stevenson's going to try to outrun the whole defense, which he kind of does for 7. Patton on the option route. We'll see how they play it. Of course, with Tyrann Mathieu there, he's been kind of cooking us. Oh, that's please. This has got to be my fault. There's no way. That's 3 massive plays to Patton. Maybe all 3 touchdown-worthy plays that are failed because of an incompletion by overthrowing it. It's a tough throw. It's not really a great catch. Faulkner, first down to the 11. This has been a weird game where, we looked like we were going to run away with it and then just too many incompletions, overthrows, whatnot. But we're in position now to score. Let's try to finish it. Screen pass on first down. Who would have thought? Oh, there's nobody blocking. Stevenson having to use speed, no blocks, gains 5. The worst part about it is, of course, we don't get to waste any clock because we had to go out of bounds. Bubble, but I believe in the run. Stevenson gets nothing. Blocks have really not been there. Old Stick herself little bit of a blitz potentially. Faulkner might be wide. He's not going to be, but Patton is. Finally, we hit the throw. We regained the lead. Finally, we hit the throw. Patton for 3 potential touchdowns. Missed. Little sidearm kind of action. Clean play. Finally. We've been selling too many. From the 35-yard line. 1:08 left in the second. They got a chance here. Oh, it's a good throw over the middle. Just like last week, McKenzie starts out really, really strong, and then just it stops. We're going to blitz him. We'll just cover everybody with Dial. Don't worry. Yeah, I can't cover that. Which I will say, McKenzie wasn't going to cover that anyways. What a hit by Dial. We had the flat coverage. Wasn't really the flat. It was the inside. You just need something. Come on, McKenzie. Just get a swat. Oh, that could be picked. Or Mims goes ham and catches it on everybody. How does he genuinely catch this? Of course, Gamble just sells. Look. He landed on him. He tackled our guy. That's genuinely crazy. They don't have a lot of clock, though. Maybe one shot. Maybe get a little bit closer. They're just going to get a little closer. Fighting is the tight end Troutman. They get to the 16-yard line to set up a field goal. It's not a bad little drive. Denver gets points out of almost nothing. It's about a minute drive with only one timeout. They'll hit it. 1 second left. I mean, maybe. Back-to-back weeks where you get 1 second before half. Love it. Thank you. Super helpful. I know. On the return, we have that reverse, which we have no time for. Harper, though, does a pretty good job. Just bump the numbers up a little bit to the 37-yard line. Who knows if we had that lead blocker instead of him being behind us. Maybe. Maybe we get a touchdown. I don't know. 21-17 with the lead and possession at half. It definitely could be worse, but we've also left a lot of points on the board in general. My voice literally sounds like starting up an old diesel. It's a disaster. Chargers versus the Bills. Yeah, the Bills keep winning, dude. 33-21. The Chargers have been on a historically bad losing streak. The Vikings versus the Colts. We just got done beating the Vikings, and the Vikings are taking care of business so far against the Colts, which we'll take because the Colts at 6-5 are still somewhat competitors for the playoffs. And then the Cardinals and Seahawks, who really affect us in zero way. Cardinals with a slight upset so far. Seattle 7-4 have a chance at the playoffs still. Also, Kenneth having a bad game, which he's number 2 right now for rushing yards. Looking at rushing yards, speaking of, Javonte Williams not really getting involved much, but did get a rushing touchdown. And then here is going to be a big shot to Baker, who's got a couple of big play touchdowns over the last few weeks. And that's really all the highlights there is. Deep throwing hasn't really been as good as we thought, so we're going to shift it to medium throwing and then defending short pass. How can I get this final stat for McKenzie? Do I just put... I'm going to have to put him in the slot. Dial's kind of earned boundary snaps anyways. I think we're going to put McKenzie in the slot to give him more action. It's the best way to do it. Once if we actually find out because of the reach and whatnot that it's actually super meta and McKenzie's actually the GOAT slot. Overthrown. What a catch by Faulkner, who catches it and slips off of a tackle at the 46-yard line. Trying to get Faulkner involved more and more is, that's another aspect of this team that could become really hard to stop. And there it is again. Speaking of, Faulkner gains about 12. Maybe getting vertical with Faulkner this time. Usually I take too many. Look how many players are standing up right there. Excuse me. But sometimes I take a little too long to make the read on this play, but we gain 5 there with a quick throw to Douglas. And it's not even necessarily that they are giving us looks we don't want to run the ball on, but the pass game just looks open. Oh no, it's not now. I'll be honest, pre-snap, I thought Faulkner was going to be wide open, and he wasn't. Made me panic a little bit. Looked across the field. No one else was really that open anyways. And ultimately, we took a sack. Faulkner, good throw and catch. It's not going to be, a first down, but it should be a field goal. We'll take away that hard work that they had before half if we hit this, and I think that's pretty big. Oh my God, this thing's zooming. Is that good? Looks pretty good to me, and it's in. 58 yards, easy. Massive holding penalty to start out their second half drive. McKenzie near the line of scrimmage so we can get in there for a tackle for a loss, which... Wow. We almost did. If someone else would have at least tackled him there, I think they would have given us credit as the first man to the punch. but somehow they give up 3 yards on that. That's insane to me. And they're still going to run the ball, which this time we're on. Will that be a tackle for a loss, though? It was on the line. Is it a tackle for a loss? I don't know. Oh, he's easily got it. He's got 3 tackles for a loss with a sack. Never mind. He's a freaking X factor. And you know what? I kind of like it, though. Like I said, I like it. I'm going to let it happen. I'm going to let him play the slot. You can have that flat every day of the week. I'm going to stay in here because we already have the boundary covered. Good D. You know, if we stay outside, he has a chance to cut that all the way back in. Get a block. All right. Just terrible. All right. Probably zone coverage. Let's see how they play it. Now they're going to let... I mean, that's a really good throw in fairness. But, yeah, they're going to let Patton get in behind the defense a little bit. Massive play. The timing was beautiful on that. The throw itself was perfect. It was way too nonchalant when we were talking about it, as if that wasn't really challenging. There goes Patton again. Inside. He's got room to bounce it. There he goes! Oh, if he didn't get caught up from the side, he might have had a chance to win the foot race. He's been unbelievable. It is my favorite play in the NFL histories. And it's not, I'm not talking about this actual play. I just mean the cutback. The cutback is just so great. That's a lot to ask for. What a damn throw by Drake May to gain 8 to Bell. But yeah, that Gio Bernard touchdown, when I think it might have been a rookie, that was such a fun play. I love the cutback. It's so freaking nice. That's a hell of a throw to that back shoulder. Do we try it? Nah, I don't like the way he was looking at us. Good blocking. And that's going to be picked. Should have been picked off because I don't know what happened to Douglas. If he got PI'd by his own guy, PI'd by the defender, decided not to run through. We stood tough, waited for an opening. It was there, and something weird happened. Shout out to the blocking here, though. This is the most comfortable I've been in the pocket, like, in Madden history, let alone this season. Like, I've never been able to stand this tight in the pocket. But yeah, Douglas, he's winning that route. He's getting open. And he decides to stop. God, that is frustrating. I am shocked that he drops it. Most of the time, the DBs will catch the craziest picks against us, and somehow they're dropping wide open ones. 3rd and 2. Gonna go back to the throw. And that also should have been picked. The defense has been crazy. They just can't hold on to the ball. Didn't throw to Douglas here because I've thrown a couple of those now that have been picked. I don't like it enough. I decide, hey, I'm going to roll out. I'm going to scramble and make it even tougher. At least this time our guy got a hand on his arm while he was going for the pick. But yeah, another drop pick. And in 4th and 2, they're telling us to go for it. I get it. It's only 2 yards. We've been pretty much guaranteed to get those all season long. But nah. Not only did we fail to get 2 yards the last 2 plays, but also you go for the 2-possessioner heading into the 4th. Why would you ever throw that away? I don't care if it's 4th and freaking milliseconds. Milliseconds? Millimeters. Where's Cobb? Where's my little Cobbert? Good push. What a hit. Gonzalez knocks it out. 3rd and 4. For Mims to drop that despite catching literally everything else. You know, I get it. Sutton's a little bit worse off than he was before. And we're going to be all over that with Beasley. Ojulari, I get the point. Hitting him really hard from behind, maybe forcing the fumble. But, hey, you know what? It works. But you could have also almost pushed him for the 1st down. So maybe don't do that. But, hey, it worked out. Forced the punt. 3 and out. Good defense. We actually get a block for once. Harper going to the 26-yard line. Drake May, 3,200 yards, 30 touchdowns. Pretty damn good year. Thankfully avoiding some interceptions because of some brick hands on the Broncos defense. And we juke move. Oh, wow. Double juke worked. We gained 12 with Stevenson. He's like, hey, you guys do remember that I still exist, right? I'm still kind of like the best running back in the league. You want to run with me? Okay. Thank you. Stevenson's going to break out for a lot more this time. Nice juke attempt to the 44-yard line entering the 4th. This is the worst time to play defense. 4th quarter, down multiple possessions against the New England Patriots. Yeah, let's just show a fumble that doesn't really make any difference right now. Screw it. 2 X-Factor cornerbacks, though. I don't know how to feel about it. Like, are we just goated? Ramondre, who that ball was kind of looking vulnerable. We gained 2. Stick. Let's see what Patton wants to do. I mean, Tyrann Mathieu just doesn't want anything to do with him. I don't like that. Please. Perfect play. Douglas to the 6. Great blocking yet again. We haven't really seen Patton beat Surtain yet, so let's see if he does it this time. Nope. But Ramondre wins his route and will not score the touchdown. I don't know why we're not diving into the end zone there. And it wasn't even a celebrating thing either. I genuinely thought I needed to dive because his speed was catching up. Oh, there we go. Patton. Oh, he gets blasted by Surtain. I didn't want to go possession because if that would have been even close to contested, the DB always picks the ball off. Every single time. See, we got, I don't like this type of run. But it'll work. Stevenson, touchdown, dagger. Broncos moving down the field pretty quickly, actually. 3rd and 2 from the 25. Quick short. It will be, and it's dropped. Denver is having hands problems on both sides of the ball right now. And honestly, I'm a little surprised to see them go for this, as a field goal makes this a 2-touchdown game. See if this is a good or a bad decision from them. And it's a bad one as Jabril finally wakes up from his slumber this season and calls game. I don't know what kind of defense this is. This looks wonky. Oh, it's a great defense. It's the Nano Blitz. How in the world did that work out? Go route, Patton. Let's see if we can win a go route. I mean, that looks one to me. Go route, Patton beats the defense. Another big score. We could be looking at our Rookie of the Year. Denver Broncos made it pretty close for a while there. And then, unfortunately, kind of fell off. And they're going to run the ball on a 4th down again, this time actually getting it. What a good vision play by Javonte. And they're going to get a last-second score to Heath Baker for a 17-yard touchdown. Onside kick attempt is recovered by us, and the game is won. And there you have it, 41-23. I got to say, where is D. Patton's breakout? He's normal dev, and he's putting up some crazy numbers lately as a rookie wide receiver, and they're giving him no love. This is pain. And honestly, you know, call it crazy, but I think Polk returns as the number 2 wide receiver. I just don't think Polk was doing the things that Patton is doing for us as the number 1. Polk with his speed makes more sense as the number 2. I don't care. I think you have yourself a superstar in the making, and you just got to stand out of his way sometimes. And speaking of a superstar in the making, an X factor in the making with Greedy McKenzie, who has yet another pretty damn good game and will become an X factor. All right, looking at the quarterbacks, both of them throwing for 300-plus yards. Completion percentage was higher on Nick's, but also the completion to the other team percentage is higher with 2 interceptions to us. I will say we did throw a lot to their guys, too. They just didn't catch them. Then again, Bo Nix had a couple of passes that weren't caught by his tight end either. 3 touchdowns, 0 picks for Drake May, but yeah, we gotta limit those bad decisions, especially, you know, Drake May fumbled as well. It could have been a game where we had 3 turnovers by Drake May, and maybe we lose. Who knows? Ramondre, 67 yards, which really is a bad game, especially for him, because we had a 37-yard run in there when they were kind of playing nonchalantly, not caring anymore. Receivers, they had, you know, the best receivers on, you know, 2 different occasions, but Patton did have the best yards per catch, 2 touchdowns and 102 yards on 4 catches. Faulkner, 61 yards. Baker, that's the wrong Baker, 35 and a touchdown for their guy, but our Baker, 70 yards and a touchdown. Douglas, 50-some yards as well. Sacks defensively, Grady Jarrett with a sack, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack, Pratt with a sack, Uche McKenzie with a sack. McKenzie, though, with 11 tackles and 3 tackles for a loss. A dub for the Patriots and a brand new X Factor for the defense. I don't know what an X Factor is, but we've got one now, apparently. And we also already have upgrades anyways, which we'll have to get into after this breakout. We have the Lions and the Cardinals next, but that is for another day. Let's take a look at his breakout. We should be looking at an X Factor. Glad we decided to change it up last second. Didn't get the pick this one, so we would have been short. Tackles for a loss were actually great. Just when I thought you couldn't get any better, you bring Skittles to the interview. Way to set a good standard for all the defensive backs. Appreciate it, but I hope you don't think I'm done getting better yet. I'm not content until I'm the best. Greedy McKenzie is now an X Factor. 10,000 XP as well. And 2,500 XP because he's a scheme fit. Anything else? 50 G's, perhaps, for me? Greedy McKenzie, though. X Factor, like we talked about. What is the ability? Zone Hawk. Kind of crazy because, he's kind of where he is right now because of his man coverage ability. But that's all right. Man-to-man with 2 upgrade points should get him in the near 95s for both ratings. 2-to-man coverage, which puts him at 94, which is crazy. And then another man-to-man, which we'll see what we get here. One man coverage again, which is now 95 man coverage. We also have Mike Onwenu, who's obviously getting older and older. These upgrade points are becoming more and more rare. He is a tackle, though, so we're going to keep going finesse. We need the pass block finesse to get higher and higher, which that's a pretty good upgrade. 1 to pass block finesse, even though I don't know what regular blocking does. 2 to run block, 3 to pass block sounds amazing, but I don't know if it actually means anything anymore. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I'm pretty sure finesse and power blocking are basically all that matters. I could be wrong, though. Regardless, we move on to another lineman out, Blackwell, who still doesn't get the scheme fit. A little surprised by that. Agile for him as well. Gets a new ability slot. 2 to pass block finesse. 1 to run block finesse. His pass block finesse is actually great. We probably should go back to power blocking. Ability is run protector. Blockers with this ability reduce a rusher's chances of using a quick block shed move while run blocking. That is very fitting for the way we play, and also sounds insanely scary for the teams that go against him now. Keaton Mitchell hasn't really had the impact this season that we thought he was going to, but gets an upgrade point nonetheless. 1 to spin move. Pretty bad upgrade on top of it. But that is going to be it for this one. The win streak is continuing. And I really wonder, is Patton going to get that breakout chance? Looking at his numbers now, 838 yards with 7 touchdowns. That's pretty impressive. Like, he's really taken over since Polk got injured. He's been great. Regardless, though, if you guys enjoyed this one, maybe leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do appreciate getting support on the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PK Plays for non-Madden content. And that is basically it. I want to take a quick look, though. Where are we? Drake May's number 3, which is pretty good. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Stevenson so far. And then Rookie of the Year, Patton's actually below Baker, so I'm glad we kind of held Baker-ish. He did have a touchdown, which sucks, but 35 yards, that's, a third of what our Patton had, and had 1 touchdown to R2, so half of his touchdowns as well. But yeah, it's a battle between him and Baker. Can he steal it? Regardless, thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. Did I say come back for next? Yeah, whatever. But until next video, see ya. I need sleep. It's bad. Also, shout out to the members of the channel. If you guys are not members and you want to join, maybe click the join button next to the subscribe button, and all the details will be in there. Appreciate you guys for watching a ton. And that's about it. See ya.